What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for my Manchester City match review, match reaction and match analysis of Manchester City's home win against Newcastle United in the FA Cup quarter-final. It means Manchester City go on to the semi-final. We do book our place at Wembley and also make history in becoming the first ever side in FA Cup history to reach the semi-final stage and get beyond that sometimes as well, 6 years in a row. It's a very impressive record that Manchester City have managed to achieve. So, before I do digest this game and all the talking points, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. Finally, this video is sponsored and it's brought to you by SofaScore. Thank you very much to SofaScore for sponsoring this video. It is a free app to download. Do go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. I'll discuss SofaScore more at the end of the video. So, Manchester City, we beat Newcastle United, a Premier League opponent, 2-0 at the Etihad, and this was the perfect preparation that we could head into the international break with, and we've got a huge game coming up against Arsenal as well. So this game, whilst on paper you look at it and you say, maybe this is Man City's least most important game that we've got between now and the end of the season, Manchester City are a very ambitious club. Man City like to win all the trophies. We saw that last season, and Man City are doing, or bidding to do, something that has never been done before. Back-to-back T-words. I don't want to talk about the T word too much, though. I want to talk about this performance from Manchester City and the talking points from this game. So, Pep Guardiola had a few big decisions to make. In particular, one of the biggest and boldest calls that he made was starting Jeremy Doku, because I was speaking about in my preview that Jeremy Doku, he is the kind of player that makes an impact in a game, and I was thinking to myself that Jeremy Doku, to get the very best out of him for this season whilst he embeds himself in to the Manchester City squad and finds his feet, I thought he'd be better used as a substitute if City need him in the last 15-20 minutes, things aren't going our way. You chuck somebody like Jeremy Doku on to make that impact because he offers something completely different to Manchester City. But with so many big games coming forward and Jack Grealish still some question marks about his fitness, we need Jeremy Doku firing on all cylinders. We need him to start finding his feet once more. We need him to really hit the ground running here, because Manchester City, at the end of the day, we've let Riyad Mahrez leave in the summer, so we've not got that cover on the right wing. We've let Cole Palmer leave as well, so we could have them alternatives on the left wing to provide competitive competition for Jack Grealish. And I was looking for Jeremy Doku to start scoring and assisting, to start helping Manchester City in the side. And I just, in general, I wanted to see more from Jeremy Doku. And in this game here against Newcastle, I was impressed with what I saw from Jeremy Doku. He didn't grab himself that assist, he didn't grab himself that goal, and obviously football is all about scoring goals and creating opportunities and beating your opponent, but Jeremy Doku did a lot of things right in this game, I thought. And actually, I'm one of the people that sits very much on the fence when it comes to Jeremy Doku, because I acknowledge how old he is and how new everything is to Manchester City. But when we get to the business end of the season and the big games, we need players to be grinding. And what we've just started to see, I think, over the last couple of weeks is Kovacic showing his importance at Anfield and Jeremy Doku showing what he can do here, providing that width, that pace for Manchester City, that precision to cut in, to get inside the box and have them shots. Yeah, I think he could improve on his shooting, he could improve on his accuracy in front of goal, but Jeremy Doku causes problems. He causes problems for a lot of defences, and considering Newcastle had changed up their formation to try and counter Manchester City in our approach, Jeremy Doku did a lot of things right here for Manchester City, and I thought he had a good game. And I'm and ahhing now if Jack Grealish isn't fit by the time we face Arsenal in 2 weeks' time. do we start Jeremy Doku? Because, as I said, he starts this game. This is a game where he needed to impress, and I thought he had a pretty good game. Oscar Bobb being the other alternative, I reckon, for Manchester City, should Jack Grealish not be fit. So I think that's just something worthwhile thinking about. As I've already mentioned, Kovacic, I can't explain how better Manchester City look with Kovacic in the side. His ability to link up play, that control, that class in midfield, he has that in an abundance, and Kovacic is going to be very important, I think, for the big games, these games where teams are more than capable of controlling and dictating paces of games. Teams like Arsenal, teams like Real Madrid, teams like Bayern Munich. So someone like Kovacic could be so key. And once more, I feel like we get the very best here when we've got Kovacic in midfield, linking up very well. Phil Foden, outstanding once more. Doesn't get himself a goal or an assist, but he's just a complete nuisance when he's playing behind the striker. And Kevin De Bruyne's got that little niggling injury. Man City haven't really felt too much of an impact this season. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne has come back from injury and been, as a whole, brilliant, but Phil Foden has adapted really well in that central midfield role and playing behind the striker, and once more showing here that he uses class, that he is a fantastic player. And so I do feel, I say this all the time, I do feel like Phil Foden is wasted a little bit out wide when he's so good through in midfield, and in central midfield and behind the striker is where I would like to see Phil Foden more, and I thought he had a very good game here for Manchester City. So I think there's some things now for Pep Guardiola to think about. Jack Grealish obviously making the bench is fantastic. There has to be question marks about just how fit he's going to be in 14 days time. Is he going to be fit enough to get up to pace with not many minutes under his belt to compete against someone or a team as good as what Arsenal can be? That is the question. That's why you want them selection headaches. We've got them selection headaches there with Jeremy Doku. We're seeing Phil Foden providing good options for Manchester City along with Kovacic in midfield in the absence of Kevin De Bruyne as well. So to me, all is good. The only other couple of talking points that I have, Erling Haaland, it'd be good to see him start to find his feet even more for Manchester City. We've got a huge business end of the season coming up after the international break, and we need Erling Haaland firing on all cylinders for Manchester City. I think City have to take a risk at some point and say to Erling Haaland, rather than dropping deep and taking that asset away from Manchester City, you're just going to have to ask for a little bit more from your wide players and your central midfielders to cover them gaps, to try and find that space for Erling Haaland, because Haaland is, of course, at his complete best when he is playing off the shoulder of defenders and getting in front of goal, and as long as he can find his clinical touch, he will score goals for Manchester City. My only other two talking points: Bernardo Silva, a couple of deflected goals in the first half. It's what the daughter ordered, really. I don't really care at this end of the season how we win games. I just care about winning games. And Manchester City, Bernardo Silva through deflections. Two deflections coming in. Dan Burns for the first goal, looping over the keeper. Good goal. And also that big deflected header. I'm surprised it didn't get put down as an own goal, actually, from Botman into the net. Wrong foot in the keeper and unluckily going under the keeper's foot and into the back of the net. And that, I'm sure, will make Bernardo Silva feel a lot better. We're getting towards the business end of the season. I always called this time the time of where we start to see the very best out the big game players, and not having Ilkay Gundogan's a big blow for City this season. Bernardo Silva is another big game player, so good to see him grabbing a couple of goals and helping Manchester City in their objective of reaching the semi-final of the FA Cup and joining Coventry City in that remarkable victory over Wolves with a 97th and 100th minute winner for Coventry City. They're sending them to Wembley, and at the time we're recording, you have got Leicester City away from home taking on Chelsea, and you've also got Manchester United taking on Liverpool as well, being the potential teams that City could face at Wembley in the semi-final in just over a month's time. So we'll see what happens with regards to that. The only other player I want to talk about, Ederson's got an injury. Stefan Ortega-Moreno, everyone's saying that big miss from Alexander Isak and how bad of a miss. It was a sitter is what people are saying. Nobody's talking about how good of a save it was from Stefan Ortega-Moreno. And of all the players that we've got injured, you've got De Bruyne, and we might not have Grealish available for the Arsenal game. We may not have Ederson available, and I think that is a blow for Manchester City. But Stefan Ortega-Moreno may just be the most prudent bit of business City have done in a long time. And hearing rumours of Stefan Ortega-Moreno leaving City in the summer because he wants regular first-team football genuinely makes me upset. There was rumours coming round that Pep Guardiola was seriously contemplating in the business end of the season last season making Stefan Ortega-Moreno Manchester City's #1, and with Ederson's absence potentially being out of the Arsenal and Aston Villa games in the Premier League after the international break, I have no problem whatsoever with Stefan Ortega-Moreno starting them games. It was an outstanding save. He's a fantastic shot stopper. I think his distributing's getting better as well. He is very much a Manchester City goalkeeper and he oozes class. He is a brilliant backup choice that City have. He's far too good. I want to put that on the record. He's far too good to be sitting on Manchester City's bench. But when we've not got Ederson, I want as best of a quality of keeper that we can get, and Ortega-Moreno ticks that boxes and then some. He is a wonderful goalkeeper. Showcased it once more here. Another clean sheet for Ortega-Moreno. Another clean sheet for Manchester City. And the perfect preparation going into the international break, ready for a big push into the last part of the season and that huge game coming up against Arsenal as well. Job done for City, into the semi-final, T-word very much still on, and what a remarkable achievement from City that we're still competing for the 3 biggest and best trophies again in consecutive seasons. We're going to make it to at least March 30th, more than likely beyond that as well. So, fantastic win for City. Newcastle aren't an easy team to break down and beat. We've got the job done. We're through to the semi-final. Hopefully, we can go 2 steps further. We can get back to Wembley again for the FA Cup final, and we can go and lift that most prestigious domestic cup competition in the world. Brilliant win this for Manchester City. So there we go. They have been my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email those with the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to go and check out SofaScore. They're keeping me up to date with all the latest scores, including in the FA Cup, in the Premier League, in the Champions League, from around Europe, from around the world, and all my other scores as well from all the other sports that I like to follow as well. All in one space, all in one app. It's a brilliant app. It's absolutely fantastic. Go and read the reviews. There's a reason why SofaScore is so highly rated. It's because it is a brilliant app. It's free to download, and I would strongly suggest you guys go and check it out because I think it is absolutely brilliant. And thank you very much to SofaScore for sponsoring this video. As I said, do go and check them out. Links and details there in the description. And did I mention it is free? And yeah, I do want to apologise for not having a live watch along out for you guys yesterday. It's just been so hectic in the schedule of JSGC. I do want to apologise for not having a live watch along. I will have a live watch along out for the Arsenal game after the international break and beyond from there as well. That's a promise from me. And also, we'll have plenty more City content to enjoy over the international break, including the ever popular Loan Report. 4-part series will be returning over the international break as well. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.